Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So another new product being released today.
Some new shafts.
Some new shafts from Fujikura, an extension of the Ventus TR line. Safe to say, Michael, in your short time in the earth, the Ventus line has to be one of the most successful in your lifetime.
I've never seen it happen.
No. 3 years ago, Fujikura launched the Ventus line. Started with the blue, added to it with the black and the red profiles, just to give the kind of three flight options: the softer tip red, the mid tip or mid flighted blue, and the much stiffer black. And not uncommon to see 50%, 25% of the tour players playing it week in, week out. I mean, the Darryl survey numbers are quite staggering in favour of the Ventus line. It just seems like everyone has it in their drivers right now.
I mean, we do a winners what's in the bag on social, on Instagram every week, and if you go through it, I bet you it's, all the ones we've done there, all Ventus. There's some type of Ventus in there, men and women.
Yeah, without a doubt. So we saw earlier this year, I think it was back on the 22nd of January this year, we reviewed the Ventus TR Blue. So very much like last time, the blue came first, the mid-launch profile, if you want to designate it as that, came first. Tested the waters with some new materials, with some slight modifications to the manufacturing process, mainly in the handle of the shaft, Mikey, stiffening up that a little bit, making it a little bit more stable in the handle of players who would load it a little bit harder.
Definitely. I've had some questions already, people asking, what is the huge difference of, between red and red TR, and it's, it is a lot to do with launch and flex more than anything. So definitely TR is a little bit, mid to high launch shaft versus that, high launch shaft that, I'm a user of Ventus Red. It definitely, gets the ball up in the air.
Yeah,
so
you like it in the fairway. Right?
Excited to see how this plays today in your driver and, tinker with myself in a fairway wood.
Definitely. One thing to note, guys, is that Ventus, the original Ventus line, is not going away. This is not a replacement of the original Ventus line. This is an extension of the family. So what we're finding now is these subtle design differences are going to help create subcategories. You've got sort of, Ventus Red, which will be most likely the most tip softest down in the tip section. Still a pretty stout handle. But Ventus Red TR will have an even stiffer handle and will be slightly stiffer down throughout the rest of the profile. So that's going to sit a little bit low that in terms of the launch characteristics. Then you'll be into Ventus Blue. We know what that's like, mid-mid. Then we're into TR, which was kind of what we described as a bit of a blend between Ventus Black and Ventus Blue. So we had kind of the best of both worlds there. Then we're into Ventus Black, which we knew was really for the hitters. And then we've got the Ventus Black on steroids, which is the TR. So, we're seeing this evolution of golfer coming out, especially in the college game. These new guys in tours, not uncommon. The Mason Greens of the world and those guys that are swinging at 135 and things like that. That's where the evolution of these shafts is needed. They need to find these stronger, stiffer materials that require less sort of resin in there, so they're higher quality and sort of more responsive in order to deal with the speed of these new players.
Yeah, no, this will be an interesting test. I know you've dabbled with Ventus in some drivers and stuff like that.
I've been in there already. Yep.
We did a little earlier testing a couple days ago, so I'm excited to see if this continues in your bag for the rest of the season or next season.
We'll see. It's been a bit of a chop and change season for me, but I will say there's been one of these shafts I have tested more extensively than the rest, and I'm very comfortably say I could game that for the rest of this year. So who knows, could change your mind again. Let's see.
Good swing.
It is remarkable how often the blue comes out the middle of the head. Even that when we were doing that testing before with that stealth head or whatever, trying to decide what went to stealth, like it was just everyone came out the middle of the head. It's nuts.
Strike a little lower.
Yeah, a wee bit low in the head. Does well in spin, this one though.
Yeah.
Like I've struggled a bit at times with Titleist heads and spin, and I'm not seeing that with this.
Sounded better.
It's okay. It's usable for sure. Ball speed, launch, spin was in a decent, acceptable window. It's necked it.
Spin was good for a Healy miss.
Yep. Yeah, it was. better.
What's that at?
That was good. Hit that one well, though.
Yeah. Okay, so the part of the newest lineup, TR Red, visually, personal favorite of mine. I think it looks the best. With
Little transition from the black into the red.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of shows you where that spread toe is and part of the golf club. And I'm excited to see what this does because, like we said earlier, we did some earlier testing, and this one I think has surprised us all.
Yeah, definitely with the new kind of stiffer handle section and still quite active and pretty fiery tip section. It feels like you've got a lot of control up here, but a lot of action down here. A lot of kick from it.
Good swing.
Better, yeah.
Yeah, good drive.
Yeah, a little more speed out of that, for sure. Don't know how that's got out there. I know it's a helicopter finish, but it's only 22 yards offline, that last one.
I know we say shafts don't spin, but when you change the characteristics of the club head with Ventus Red, strike sounds better, but spin goes up a little bit for you, keeps it in the air, and you don't fight direction as much. Those last two swings you just made are really good.
All right, Mikey, save the big boy till last. Not sure if we're warmed up or worn out at this point.
I was going to say, this is, I mean, if Ventus Black was, stout and low launching driver shaft that we've had for a couple of years now, this is going to be pretty heavy.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Feels very, very stout in the hands. But let's see.
Good swing.
Seemed pretty anti-left to me, that one.
Bit of speed in that one.
Different, isn't it? Definitely a different flight.
Good strike.
It doesn't want to see the left side of the golf course, does it?
No. Whereas blue and red, those strikes there, they try to come back a little bit more to the left or the center. That one just hangs out there.
I mean, I feel like I'm swinging pretty good at these. I'm not seeing the acceleration from the shaft I saw out the red one.
Yeah.
So I've definitely slowed down a little bit, even though I feel like I'm probably putting a bit more into it.
Good strike. That was pure.
Yeah, that was good. Use the legs a little bit more, but still.
Definitely comes out quite flat.
Yeah, flat and right.
If you want to eliminate one side of the golf course, this is your shaft.
Seems pretty good right now, doesn't it? Probably a solid hit. Just face.
Yeah.
All right, Mikey, after a little towel down after all those balls, a test that shows 3 different profiles and 3 different results in a completely different fashion. I think we talk too often when it comes to these profiles, like there's a high launch one, a mid launch one, a low launch one, and very rarely does it ever shake out to be that way. If we look at the launch angle, the highest launch was the stiffest tip, right? Equal with the blue in terms of highest spin. So there's not a lot going on there that we can tell as conventional fitting knowledge or wisdom. What we are seeing though is a little bit more of a lateral rather than vertical dispersion.
Yeah.
The softer one went a little more left. The mid tip section went really nice and straight, and the black one hard to turn over.
Hard to turn over.
Let's look at the club data. Delivered loft, very, very similar. I felt like I could move the TR Red a little quicker. I'm not surprised to see that where that is. I felt like I had to try to swing the black a little bit faster, so not surprised to see that keep up as well. But
Look how much your angle of attack changes too. 4.9
Yeah.
with blue, 5.2 very up on it with red, and then it just drops significantly with black.
And that is very much shaft, that was tip deflection. So when we look at, you know, the way the shaft and deflection contributes towards angle of attack, that's exactly what you would see, less deflection in this case. Also a little bit of a migration in path, a bit more of a neutral delivery. I think if I was building myself a driver to purely go straight, I would probably I'd actually probably do a Ventus Blue TR, you know, 44.75 or something like that, and just be comfortable hitting 285 straight.
Totally.
But
I think that red though for you,
there's something in that, isn't there?
you kind of get after it a bit more and not worry. I mean, obviously, if you're playing in a TSI driver, you tinker around with the weights and the settings to really straighten it out a bit more, but you could get after it. And, I mean, look at the difference in, you know, your carrying total between blue. It's significant.
Yeah, it's enough to get your interest, that's for sure. No, I'm very curious about the red. I've never really been all that curious about the softer tip profiles in a driver, but going into a lower loft driver, obviously we were just testing TSR, curious to try that when it comes out. And if I can carry anywhere near 293 going out to 320, I'll be absolutely over the moon.
Yeah, no kidding.
Definitely. Well, guys, again, hopefully another different way to think about these shafts and their delivery characteristics, how they can help you, maybe how they can manipulate or help your ball flight, not just up and down. You know, try to use the loft to do that, but try and think about how the shaft and rotation, you know, the stiffer shafts with the lower torque may resist that rotation a little bit, keep that face square for longer. The softer shafts, you might be able to turn over that little bit more. Again, not for everyone, but we do see that quite a lot. Not so much the height differential that people report.
Definitely. Excited to get these on the wall. They'll be in Demo Matrix, hopefully the 1st of September. So a new addition to the Demo Matrix.
Always changing. Lots of cool stuff coming out this time of year where we could be making a weekly trip to Carlsbad at this point with all the new gear coming out. So stay tuned for it. We'll be reviewing it all here on the channel. Stay tuned. We'll see you again soon.